Oh no, I'm going down. I'm going down.
Also, when SpongeBob cries, that's how I cry.
You better move.
You better dance.
Wait, you cry like a sponge?
Okay.
This is Woahman.
Are you guys kidding me?
Literally no.
Oh my god!
Michelle.
This is Woahman. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Woahman. Thank you so much for tuning in. This week we're gonna be bringing you some pop culture topics that we really don't agree about. So I think this is gonna be a very argumentative episode, but tune in anyways. Hopefully we'll still be friends at the end of it. But
Always.
before we get started,
Questionable.
how was your week, Brittany?
Oh, I'm first on the docket.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
How was my week? My week was good. I've just been really busy. I'm traveling soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's headed to America.
Yeah, I'm going to North
About to
Carolina.
be poppin'.
Yeah.
Is it? What's in North
I mean,
Carolina?
no, I was gonna say, I don't know if the gram's gonna be that lit. Maybe I'll take some cool
What is there?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing, but I'm going to visit my friend, so it should be interesting.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
if you can follow along
I'm
on
excited for
Instagram.
you.
On hashtag Brittany takes North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's a little bit long, but it's worth it.
Does it snow there?
It's kind of.
Are there mountains?
I don't know.
What's the climate?
I actually don't know anything about North Carolina, which is
Not a thing.
crazy.
I couldn't even tell
Other
you
than
where it was on a map.
they have good fried chicken, I heard.
What? Oh, is it like the south?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh me, oh my.
My. Oh my.
So I'm excited to
goodness.
eat out of all things. So I'll take lots of pictures of my food.
Oh, don't. Please scare us. Esther, how was your week? Esther, read all about it.
Guys, this week something
Oh,
really
God.
sad
Here we
happened.
go.
Oh shit. I'm just kidding.
Steven Hillenburg has passed away. He's the creator of SpongeBob
I was
SquarePants.
gonna say you definitely need to tell
Yeah,
people
I
who
need
that
to
is.
let you. Okay, let me tell y'all about Steven Hillenburg. Okay, so he created SpongeBob SquarePants, and I know a lot of you probably watched this growing up. Some of you hated it growing up,
Me.
but yes,
Okay, I
she is
didn't hate
not.
SpongeBob, but I didn't
on the
love
same level.
SpongeBob the way Esther does. Like Esther was seriously heartbroken yesterday, and she came into work today with an album full of a SpongeBob birthday party that she had to show me.
Actually,
and I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Honestly,
I just
Esther,
don't
I think you should
care.
literally post that on the
I think
Woman
it's 'cause
Instagram
my
for
mom-
people to
I
see.
should.
You should, because I was so shocked that it was that serious for you.
Yeah, no, honestly, even a lot of my friends, thank you to all my friends who reached out and checked up on me. No, it was a really big deal for me just because I didn't think it would be a big deal, but I was having this conversation with Michelle. Normally, as a child, you're more attached to the main character and whoever plays the voice of that character. Because
Yeah.
that's for you, that's the person who is the show, okay?
Mhm.
But then, seeing that he died, obviously, I got super obsessed with, listening to interviews. I watched a documentary
You
about
went through
him.
the black hole.
They have a musical, everything.
Yes.
What?
They have a SpongeBob musical, and they won a Tony Award.
Oh.
But that being said, just learning about Steven Hillenburg more in depth, because I knew he was a marine biologist, but I didn't see how much that fueled his passion to create SpongeBob. I thought that was just something he did before, and then he decided to become an animator. But he was literally so passionate about marine biology and these weird misfits of the underwater community, community. But
Esther-
underwater creatures,
Yeah,
okay? But he saw how kids just loved those things like starfish and
I love that you love this.
You know what? Yeah, that's what I said to her. I said, I really love the passion that you have. And I really
clearly
feel
other
for
people
you.
do, too.
Yeah, but I can't relate to you. I feel nothing about this topic.
I know I do. I
No.
get it. SpongeBob was really. I love SpongeBob. I thought it was so funny, and it was definitely a humor that I feel is kind of untouchable and really different, and nobody can
I don't think
really
you can recreate it.
recreate that. And it was really something special.
But
I
that's
think.
what I said to her is I would be more understanding if the guy who voiced SpongeBob was dead, because
Then there's no more
the show's not
SpongeBob.
canceled.
No,
get
but
that.
he's the
goes
one.
on.
But he's the one who created the story. He's the one. The whole idea of a sponge wearing pants as a sea creature in the water is so.
revolutionary.
No, but who thinks of that? Who thinks of
I
that?
know, and he lives in
and
the
he's the person that.
pineapple.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And
Maybe
all
we
the
should all
snails meow.
sing the
We are thankful
theme
for his
song in
imagination,
tune.
just like Stanley.
I will break into
Yeah,
tears.
see,
if we
Stan
sing.
Lee, I was very upset about. Like,
That's the
But
same
see
thing.
how you feel about that?
uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
No,
I
I
That's-
respect the passion.
how
I
I
do.
feel.
I just can't relate to it.
yeah, okay, fine, fair.
Fair.
This is true. She can't relate, and I get that.
Yeah.
I will say though, I know SpongeBob seems like such a stupid show because it's kind of stupid if you really like break it down for what it is. But
Yeah.
also it's super deep because SpongeBob went to work every day, super happy. He didn't let anyone bring him down. Patrick is obviously like pretty dumb in the show, but
I loved Patrick.
SpongeBob
I
never
did.
puts him down for that. Like
Yeah.
you as the viewer thinks Patrick is the dumbest character you've ever seen.
But SpongeBob
on
never
animated
makes him feel like
television.
that.
SpongeBob loves him and
Yeah.
is never embarrassed to be with him and just empowers him all the time. Squidward is always miserable, but SpongeBob is still like here for Squidward. I'm just saying that
No.
overall, I
Again.
think he's the reason why I'm just so happy every
That's
morning
true.
in the
Esther
morning.
is a very SpongeBob-esque human being.
Yeah.
I just think this podcast took a turn.
Yeah, wow.
Into the
Esther's week
depths
was
of the
SpongeBob.
ocean, truly.
Thank you, Steven Hillenberg, for creating SpongeBob SquarePants. He will never die. Ever.
Oh, God.
Thank you so much. May you rest in peace.
Anyways, well, how was your week, Michelle?
Michelle,
it was not about
Michelle's week
SpongeBob.
is my week. She helped me this whole
Yes,
week
I've
mourn.
been Esther's like personal guide through this journey.
Spiritual guide.
Otherwise, I had a couple birthdays and stuff, but
How do you follow up, right? How do you follow up with
sorry,
that?
how
did
do
that
I
to you.
follow up? I can't. I was forced to watch the Da Vinci Code trilogy, so it's just been a long, tough week for me. Thank you so much for getting through it with me. That's all. And see you next week.
Oh, God.
Just kidding.
Now, I guess I should tell you that SpongeBob is essentially what I think personally has kept Nickelodeon alive all these years.
Oh, wait a minute. We're going back to Esther's week?
Oh, no. You guys don't understand how Nickelodeon resurfaces right now.
Yeah,
because
it's a time right now.
we have a certain previous Nickelodeon star who is breaking the internet.
Oh.
She has
oh,
resurrected.
See what I
What
did
a
there?
teaser.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, if you
Yeah,
can
also,
guess.
I'm going to say Amanda Bynes.
For 300.
So you're splitting that 300 now?
Yeah,
or-
we are.
Okay.
For Amanda Bynes.
You are correct. This,
Yes.
I don't know what game show this is.
150 each.
Winners, gagnants. Gagnant?
Anyways,
Gag
tell us about
no.
Amanda Bynes.
Okay, guys, okay. Amanda Bynes for 300, split between two people. Amanda Bynes has broken the internet, according to Paper Magazine. So
Move over Kim K.
seriously. First of all, is that a thing, by the way? Do people just always break the internet
think
through
it's
I
Paper
think that's
Mag?
Mag.
Paper's thing. I think it's
I
their...
think it's a once a year issue. Or it's
Actually,
a once
I think you're
yeah,
right.
I think it's a once a year
Oh,
issue of
yeah.
like there breaks the internet issue and then they choose someone.
They're
to
so
break it.
extra.
And
Anyway,
honestly, yeah.
low-key, she kind of did break the internet,
She
though.
did. She had me shook this morning.
Yeah, because I'm like, you really thought you forgot about her for a minute there. It's been 4 years now. She's been sober for 4 years. And I was like, 4 years? What? When does she go crazy? Or started acting up? We'll be... I'm
This girl said
sorry.
correction. Acting up.
Edit.
She was like,
Revision.
we're gonna edit that out first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, I don't think crazy.
Okay, when did she begin her drugs? It was 2013. She was taking drugs. That
When
happened.
did she begin her drugs?
Let me look through my book. Okay. Let's bring it back. So Amanda Bynes, you might know her from the Amanda Show. She started her career super young. She was 7 years old. I didn't know she started that young, but
Oh, wow.
7 years old, that's when she started. So she's been in the spotlight her whole life. She's 32 now. And she was on the Amanda Show, which was a spin-off from All That. So All That is like the tween SNL. If you've never heard of it, you were probably not born yet. But it was such a funny show. She was so good in that show enough that they gave her the Amanda Show. And obviously that landed her future jobs. And most prominently, I would say She's the Man was that film that really broke it for her.
Yeah, for me, like, even I'd say She's the Man, like, most iconic Amanda Bynes movie.
Yeah.
By far.
And I didn't realize Channing Tatum wasn't like a big
No,
star
that
yet.
was like his first, like, like kind of Hollywood kind of movie with a Hollywood star, because she was like still known.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a big deal for being in that movie. So,
well, for me, when I think Amanda Bynes, maybe it's because I grew up with sisters, but What a Girl Wants.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, you're right. I think that was the
Bynes movie.
Yeah.
And then,
I feel like, I guess, timeless, like, where like younger generations still kind of look back, is like, I feel like She's the Man, but that was definitely a generation for us.
Yeah, because it came out around the same time as like Princess Diaries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. For She's the Man, we were, I think, maybe we're dating ourselves right now, but we were probably in the 6th grade, because it came out in 2006. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like that. I felt like I was like in grade 8.
I feel like I comprehended that movie not as a 6th grader.
Yeah, I felt like I was like, I know this stuff. I know what this means. By reading the article, they kind of break it down where apparently her role in that movie made her feel like she was a guy in the movie. She played her twin brother, because in the movie you learn that she's great at soccer, but the school she goes to won't let her play because they get rid of this girls' soccer team. So she disguises herself as her twin brother to play soccer with the rest of the boys. And as a kid, I didn't realize how powerful that was.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm like, I think that's also probably why it was so iconic, because it was kind of like, sticking it to the man and being like, I can play soccer just as good as the boys can.
Yeah, and breaking that whole sexism.
That scene at the end where she like reveals that it was her the whole time, and then all the parents get involved and everything. Just like you're like you know as a kid that justice was served.
Yes.
Something good happened.
Yeah, you felt riled up with them.
Even though I didn't even really take in until today when I was reading articles about this, that I was like, wow, that movie really like broke some sexist like gender stereotypes and boundaries. Like I didn't take that in. Yeah, for its time, exactly.
It was beyond its time for sure. And the crazy thing is, you would think that a role like that empowered her, but in the interview, when you read the Paper Mag article, you see that it actually messed her up, and she fell into a 4 to 6 month depression, okay, where she was like, I didn't like how I looked as a boy. So I feel like with that, if I had to just pretend that I was Amanda Bynes for a second, I guess like just without any drugs in my system, just looking at myself, I would think, wow, like I look like a really convincing guy, and that kind of crushes my self-esteem a bit, that I look like a pretty convincing guy. But on top of that, she was on drugs like a lot, to the point where she would start watching the things she starred in on drugs, and that would start messing her up too, because she would see herself with a more enhanced and skewed image of herself.
I guess, but like my thing is that you're an actor and you were playing a character and you did it well, like you succeeded.
But you think like this is what I also feel like is the problem, because she started so young. She started when she was 7 years old acting and doing these characters, and I feel like if you don't like assess yourself and like your own mental health and be strong in your own mental health, being an actor can really get to you and really make you like think about yourself in a different way, especially if you're the kind of person that gets into a role like that, and a role that literally never would die. Like, you know what I mean? That role, people love her for that. And then it's something that's haunting to her, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's so hard to like, okay, let's move past this. Let's get on to the next thing, when like your best work is something that's like somewhat haunting to you and like made you feel like you were in a really dark place. So it's like a constant reminder. You can't even get over.
I know, I get that.
Like something you went through.
I was like, this is so stupid. Like that was my first take on this. I was just like, this is so stupid. Like the movie is poking fun at the fact that she's switching between guy and girl, and she's like the hottest girl when she's a girl, and then when she's a guy, she's like a cute guy and like, but like also not a very good guy. Like it's very like, it's supposed to be like silly, and you know that she's a girl the whole time, and it's just like she accomplished it. And like knowing, I guess, that she looked back on that and was maybe insecure about what she looked like as a guy, I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you played a character and you did it well, but then at the same time, obviously, there are drugs involved. There are mental health issues involved. There is, as Brittany said, a skewed childhood of being like
a child star.
Pretty much valuing herself in that industry on what she looked like, and then looking like a guy is obviously very detrimental to whatever probably self-image she had. So I get it from that point of view, but at the first time I heard this, I was just like, I feel like this is just a made-up story to get back in the spotlight.
And in a lot of ways, it's not hard to believe that it could be a made-up story. I know her drug use was definitely real. We saw everything that happened leading up to her disappearing.
No, I think you need to like tell us a little bit and like jog some of our like listeners' memories, because when you were going back, I was so shocked at the things that she did. I forgot about all those things like in the past how many years.
To sum it up, like I know you guys probably remember that picture that surfaced. She had her cheeks pierced with dermal piercings. She had that wig, but guys, she was like she was getting into many accidents, like DUIs, hit and runs. She hit a stopped police car. She had 2 different settlements for 2 different hit and runs. She was tweeting at Rihanna, like awful things, tweeting at Drake, which I'm sure you guys remember. And like she was just in and out of court and showing up to court with this wig on.
Yes,
and, like,
I remember.
Like it was, and then also she would go out in this other wig, which was like this red wig, and like constantly tell people like that's not me, and it was like awkward because it was like, that's you.
I remember that.
It's really off the rails.
Yeah,
and also the accidents are problematic.
Yes, like these are like people could have died.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
She did
that's
some
so
real
scary.
reckless
There's a difference between being crazy on Twitter and just going at it and like ruining your reputation in that way, which she did. Like she tweeted at Barack Obama too when he was the president.
What did she say to Drake? What did she say, Michelle? You said it.
I don't know for sure. Like suck my boobs or something.
Oh no,
like
no.
Oh,
it was.
Esther knows.
I would like you to murder my.
Oh.
Vagina. Yeah, that is what she said.
Whisper it.
For dramatic effect. Also, she threw a bong out of a 36-story high window, which also got her arrested. So,
how many times was she arrested?
A lot of times. That's why I'm saying, like, 2013, what Brittany's 2007 is what Amanda Bynes' 2013 was. 2012 to 2013. And then, obviously, it did get to the point where, like, her parents literally had to shut it down and put her in to get help.
Yeah.
They basically took control.
Over social media and everything.
Her whole life,
everything. And since she's gone to FITM, the fashion school,
if anything, I thought that was the funniest thing. I was like, you're telling me she's been in fashion school this whole time. No. I literally was like, I thought she was like maybe in some kind of rehabilitation and then studying like how to sew.
All in all, the way the article ended was truly her just letting people know, you know, if you have a substance abuse problem, please, first of all, she said, please be careful. Like, don't just be careful, guys. Please get that checked out. It's just, you don't want to get to a point where you can't handle your life. And in this case, I feel like Amanda Bynes had her parents to kind of like pick up the pieces. She's the youngest of 3 kids, so she's the baby of the family. But it is scary to see how bad things got.
Yeah.
And it's a little jarring to see her come back now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like really jarring.
I was shook seeing her.
Yeah, and she looks so like
normal,
but
not
and sober,
not
but also not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really happy for her that she got help, because anybody who is struggling with addiction or that type of disease or mental health problems, like everybody needs to get help to be their best selves and be functioning. But at the same time, it just feels really weird that she would come back to that after it did that to her.
That's where I'm kind of like, I just hope that she
gross.
genuinely got help and feels like she genuinely wants to do this again.
Yeah.
And you know, this isn't some weird PR.
Yes.
Honestly, I hope that we can see some of the clothes she's going to create to come. And
is that what she's going to do?
She's going to design clothes. Yep.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I guess Brittany did it, but she came back better than ever. Mm-hmm. But all she did was shave her head. She didn't hit anybody with her car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lindsay Lohan can do it.
Oh yeah, and there's another one. Lindsay Lohan also has a movie on Netflix, so you can check that out too if you know you were triggered by Amanda Bynes.
We'll keep tabs on this, guys.
Yeah. Oh right. Okay, guys.
That was a rewind sound.
Okay, hey guys, you know what time it is. It's time to play Fake News.
Or nah.
Yes, I'm so happy we have a title.
You're
The title is
welcome.
down. Thanks, Michelle, so much.
You're welcome.
Um,
I have copyrighted it though, so no one else can say it except for me. So you owe me $10. I'll get it from you later.
Okay, moving on. So you guys know how the game goes. In case you don't, though, I will give you a little rundown on how it goes. So I'm going to give you guys 3 headlines. Only one of the headlines is correct, and you guys have to tell me which one is correct. And then at the end, I'll tell you, the story. And what's it all about? Are you guys ready?
Can't wait to win.
Okay, so I think the score right now is what?
I'm
I'm
1.
not gonna talk about it because
Michelle is 0.
Practice round.
It doesn't really matter though because I will be winning every week.
Okay,
So.
that's fine. No. Esther can get a head start.
Those are fighting words.
Esther can get a head start. That's fine. I'm a gracious person. No, I'm really not.
Okay, here we go. All right, first headline. New York City police officer resigns after caught eating pot-laced brownie on the job. That's the first one.
Just trying to calm
Sit
down.
on it. Okay, next one. Woman chops up lover and cooks and serves him to Pakistanis in UAE,
What is UAE?
like the United Emirates.
Ah.
I like it.
I like it.
I like
But
it
is
a
it right?
lot.
And the last one is Florida man sentenced to 5 years for plotting to bomb Macy's stores.
Wow, we got a lot of Macy's going on here. Do they sponsor us?
No, but if they want to, we're open.
Okay. I know which one I want to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know which one I want to be real?
No, I
think
don't.
Then why'd you say yeah?
I know which one's real.
You do?
Okay.
Esther knows. Esther said she knows.
Well, talk to me.
Did
What are
you
you guys
cheat?
thinking?
I just
Did you
always
read the news this week?
win.
I know. I was like,
No,
any of
haven't
these
heard
sound
any of these.
familiar
No,
at
no,
all?
no,
No? Okay,
no.
good.
I just
No,
know because I'm right.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock mine in. Hurry
Okay,
up.
you lock yours in. Lock
All
yours in.
right.
I think that woman chops up lover is real.
Oh my god, that's the one I want to be real. And that's the craziest one, which leads me to believe it is real. But I think it's number 1. So that's
Number
what I'm
one.
going to go with.
All
I'm
right.
going to be wrong.
Hopefully we'll get some sound effects next episode. But for now, the winner is. I'm really sorry. It's Esther again.
Oh my god.
Esther's really good at
okay.
this. She's she's catching on to me. I gotta switch it up.
It's just the craziest one.
Not really.
Hello?
But anyways, so
I'd like to accept this honor.
Okay,
Thank you.
what? So that's the one I wanted to be real because I thought, good for her.
Yeah. Well, it is real. And the headline is woman chops up lover and cooks and serves him to Pakistani workers in the United Emirates. She's being charged, obviously, because
What? I'm just kidding.
for
Can I just
Murder.
say, Michelle said good for her, not knowing her reasons.
I know
why.
she was just like, yes, girl, you kill him, you chop him up. He probably did you so dirty. No, but
Tell us the crime.
so I'll tell you guys the story. So essentially what happened is she's a woman from Morocco and she was with this man for 7 years. He ends up telling her that, he's going to go off and marry some other woman. She isn't having it, so she kills him and chops him up.
In summation, he did her dirty.
Yes, he did her real dirty. She chopped him up, and yeah, I don't know what her thought process was. I guess she was trying to get rid of the body, which is why she fed it to a bunch of workers.
Classic Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
But then how did they figure it out?
So how they found out was, I guess,
They're, like,
somebody
spicy.
found like a tooth or something in her blender.
Ah! Who was looking at her blender? Ah,
Yeah,
really
and then
dying.
also, the man that she was seeing, his brother was looking for him, obviously, and he was missing for a little while.
Dead,
so
literally.
yeah, and
Who
this
fucked my
happens
brother's
it happened like a
tooth?
month ago,
Oh my god.
and then they caught her.
Okay, first of all.
Yeah,
She is steely. She's a steely woman to be able to chop up a human body.
Yeah,
That's hard.
And apparently,
That is
when they
hard.
first
That's a lot of blood.
seriously, when they first confronted her, actually, they asked her, where is he? And she said, I kicked him out.
Dead.
And then the police obviously, questioned her and she broke down and she said it was a crime of passion. And that's what the police are saying. And now they have to deal with it, her like mental state and things like that.
Especially for you to pick up after that and like continue going to work and living your life. There's something a little bit wrong.
You should probably check on that. But yeah, that's the story. But here's the twist. So the other stories were somewhat true, but I just changed certain parts of them. So I'll read you guys the real ones.
Mine was probably so close. He probably just ate like a pot cookie.
You know what's funny?
You know what's funny? Resign.
So you were pretty close because it was generally all true. It was just actually a Toronto police officer.
And you know what? That's why I guessed it, because I was like, I swear I heard this in the news.
Yeah, no, it was a Toronto police officer, which I thought was funny because, you know, cannabis is now newly legal, and it's like,
why did he resign?
Well, because he got caught. So
he was working. On the job.
He was on the
also,
job.
I think if you're a cop or like an emergency,
you're always on the job.
Yeah,
kinda.
you can't do it at all.
Yeah, basically what happened was it was like during some kind of bust or like invading, and he said, let me just sneak a little bite.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
It is legal here, so I don't think you could do it on his personal time, but just do it on your personal time, guys.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
And you're a police.
It's
come
legal
on.
now. Everyone's cool about it.
At least he took the L.
Yeah.
And resigned himself. He didn't get fired or anything.
Yeah.
He's like, I will dismiss myself. Goodbye.
That could be a sound effect. There we go.
Yeah, and this last one is like a little bit wild, and I thought it was just really funny because people are just so determined. But so a Florida man, yeah, was sentenced to 40 years for plotting to bomb Target stores, not Macy's.
Macy's
and it was 40 years, not 5 years. And I left out the fact that it was to disrupt stock prices. So basically, this man thought that if he bombed all of the Targets, the stocks would go down, and then he would have enough time to buy up all the stocks before they made a rebound, and he would just be rich.
Well, you know what? He has 40 years in jail to play that long game out.
Wow. Seriously, like what? How? Like you've hit rock bottom, no? If that's what you're thinking, like, you know what? I'm going to bomb all the Targets.
So they caught him before he actually...
Yes, obviously, because...
I wonder how they figured it out.
Because he's obviously not the smartest person, and he went and told people at Target, hey, I'll give you $10,000 if you plant this bomb in the store.
Did he say that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, they must have really been, like, looking for keyword searches.
No, that's how they found out, and obviously someone said, yeah, okay.
This guy wants me to plant a bomb. Guys, wait, okay. Well, congrats to Esther. Whatever. I mean, we don't have to talk about it, but congrats to Esther again.
Yes,
that's what I do.
I heard the craziest news story this weekend. I just had to tell you because it is literally, it deserves to be in here.
Okay. This
guy in Texas, I feel so bad for this guy, but he's so dumb. He went into this field and created a gender reveal for his daughter.
And it started a fire.
Michelle,
I literally was gonna put that in
Brittany
here.
Is the craziest story. It started a fire in this like really dry field. He calls 911 because he's like, oh my god, like I can't contain this.
Oh my god.
It burns down a nearby like mill plant and it costs $8 million worth of damage that he now has to pay.
And I'm pretty sure people like houses got like fucked up. Like it was a big fire.
It was a huge forest fire.
I feel sick.
All for a gender reveal.
And he was only he's like 38 or something. He was kind of just like trying to be a good dad, but he was really stupid because if you watch the video, it was a bomb. It wasn't just like a gender reveal, like pew. Like there was blue smoke, but a full explosion. And now he's on like 5-year probation, and he has to pay that money.
Well, I think it also, if you can't pay it, because really, who has $8 million? You do the time in jail.
I think how it works is like obviously he's gonna have to like find a lawyer, and they're gonna have to figure out.
Oh, I hope they help him. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Now he might be in like jail for like the birth.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And also he like called the police to be like, I screwed up, and like immediately when they got there, he was like, "This was my fault." Like,
I don't think they'll throw him in jail for like you know what I mean.
not.
Like I think
that was just crazy.
That's just
I
so
watched the
crazy,
video of it
unfortunate.
starting,
So stressed.
No, and that's so funny because I debated putting that in there, and I was like, I feel like a lot of people saw this headline. So I was like, I'm not gonna put it in there.
Yeah, you're good at
Okay.
finding ones that I've never
really
seen.
obscure ones.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
for
really
you,
gone.
Brittany.
So
Wow.
sorry, I didn't play in your favor.
I'm gonna text you next week which ones to use. Okay, guys. Hey, it's my time to shine now, and I'm gonna bring you your Woman of the Week. So this week, our Woman is Jessica Yellen. So you can follow her on Instagram at Jessica Yellen. So essentially, she's really, really cool. I actually found her because Amy Schumer used her pregnancy announcement to direct you to Jessica because she's really cool and she does cool stuff, which I'm about to tell you about. So essentially, she has been a news reporter for a really long time, and she was a former CNN chief White House correspondent from the years of 2011 to 2013. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Right before Trump, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Obama.
Hey.
So essentially, I read a little bit about her backstory. She worked in news for most of her career and was reporting mostly on political affairs. So she kept coming up against a lot of male bosses and people in the workforce who were kind of telling her to be really aggressive, testosterone filled, like when it came to announcing the news, kind of announce it like sports, like make sure it's like punchy and like gets people's attention and is really in your face, and like that's how news is. And she was like, this is really stressful, and like it doesn't seem like it's aimed for women to digest at all. Like it's very testosterone and like high energy. So she really hated that, and she kept pitching and being like, we need to do news in a way that is going to reach all of our audiences and not just mostly white men who are watching political news that's kind of aimed at them from that type of perspective. Mm-hmm. So she kept butting up against that, and eventually she quit and started writing a book, and she actually came back to reporting news on her own platform, which is her Instagram, with the hashtag #NewsNotNoise, which is actually now a website, newsnotnoise.org, that you can go onto and kind of see her breakdown of things. So she really reports in a really easy way with like a lot of really cool contemporary graphics that are easy to digest, and she tries to focus it more to women, and especially women who have children whose minds aren't always so focused on the political side of things, and just break it down to make it really digestible. And one of the things that she said, which I thought was really true, I don't know about you guys, is that a lot of the times women feel really anxious. Like, it's kind of been shown that a man and a woman could watch the same news story about something really terrible, and the man could kind of digest it and walk away from it and be like, that sucks. But a woman will kind of keep it with her like an anxiety hangover. Like, do you guys feel really anxious when you watch the news?
Yeah, like it definitely puts me in a mood. Like, I remember even us being in school when we had to watch the news for news quizzes and things like that. I remember watching it and sometimes feeling like, oh God, this is so draining and like mentally, just mentally draining for me personally. Like when I walk away from the TV, I was like, God, like so many bad things happening in this world. And like, I just felt like I couldn't stop thinking about it, where I feel like maybe, not all people probably feel that way. I guess they can just walk in and leave it there.
I feel like I empathize too much when I watch the news sometimes, to the point where, like, I will probably not stop thinking about Stephen Hillenburg for the next month. I completely agree. It's very true. And I'm happy that she called it News Not Noise, because I feel like just hearing that, you know exactly what it's going to be. News, not noise. Because that's what news is starting to become. Just all this noise that you want to shut off.
Yeah.
And that's why people are turned off to the news now. Because it's just noise.
Yeah. And especially when it comes to politics. Because it's so much harder to understand. So she does a really great thing where she asks all of her followers what kind of political jargon they want to be kind of broken down so that they can understand it. And she does live stories and Instagram lives. And she just talks really conversationally and really easily, and is very educated and knows a lot about the news, and especially being a political CNN correspondent, she just is able to kind of give you these stories and what's going on, especially with all this stuff with Trump. It's so disheartening, and I think women do take it a little bit harder. I know that if I see a troubling news story, it can come back to me later on that day and just get me feeling really anxious and kind of down about the way the world is going, which is really easy to get kind of bogged down by that. But yeah, so for example, she did an Instagram post about the Ivanka emails, which we all know that Hillary Clinton was like attacked over and over again by Trump for these emails in the political campaign, and now the same thing is happening with Ivanka, but like it's not being covered as sensationally as the news made the Hillary ones kind of be. Like, it's very much, that was very much noise. So she really breaks it down in her Instagram post about kind of like what's happening. She calls it the goods, what Ivanka says, why it matters, and what the perspective is. And it's very easy to read, very understandable. You can go through the comments. She responds to everyone, and it's just really interesting because...
Oh, that's nice that she responds to people.
Well, yeah, she does. And if anyone has any questions, she really takes the time to do it. And I just thought, like, it's so interesting to me, and it can be a little bit dangerous on the flip side of this, somebody who's not educated spreading... But, I mean, that's the danger of social media.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to think of somebody who used to work in broadcast news who is now doing that same job with her own freedom, complete freedom, to do this on a social media platform and really be doing some good.
Yeah.
I know for me personally, politics-wise, I just get very overwhelmed and confused by it, and I just think, like, there's one side or another, and if you voted for Trump, I'm not gonna like you.
Yeah.
And I just catch myself judging people so harshly on what their political views are, and it's very polarizing. Like, it's very much one side needs to hate the other, and there's no in the middle.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever gotten into, like, a fight with anybody online about politics or anything like that?
You know what's funny is when I went on vacation like a couple of months ago, there was like this guy that I met on the resort, and he was such a cool guy. He was so nice. Like, we vibed the whole time. Like, we were just like chatting about like just life, like random things, and like just connecting on like a totally different level. And then we started talking about like gun laws and who he voted for, and like those things start to come out. And his beliefs were so daunting to me, and I couldn't believe that I had spent the past 3 days with somebody that voted for Trump and like believes that guns are okay and that like it's their American right to have a gun. And like, I just couldn't believe that. I was like, wow, like, but that's the problem, I guess. There's like that misunderstanding of like what it means to like vote for one side or the other side.
Because you might not be a bad person,
exactly.
But all the noise in the news makes you believe that this person is a bad person because they did this, because the news is painting certain people who vote for certain things to be bad people if they do it.
Or to be all about one thing.
Yeah. And it's like there's so many things that happen when you're running for president, you know, like at the end of the day, you're representing whatever party you're representing. Yeah. You're going to have policies, and you might agree with some, you might not agree with all, and that's how a lot of people are going to vote based on like, you know, what's the better evil.
And especially when you have news sensationalizing so much, people aren't really taking the time. I know a lot of people are uneducated about who they're voting for, and they end up voting for Trump, say, because they think like, oh, he's gonna do good things, and then it turns out that he's not doing good things at all, and a lot of people regret that. But at the same time, it's just nice to kind of have a platform where ideas are broken down and discussed in the comments, where you can see like, I just love having an educational conversation with someone, and I think that I could sit there with almost anyone if they believed the most terrible thing, but they were willing to have a respectful conversation with me about why they believed that. I still think I would get something out of it. Like, I would learn something at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's just that nobody has that respect. Yeah. It's like the one side, like the left hates the right and vice versa, like hatred. And I think it's so dividing because, like you said, you vibed with this guy in every way, except for a couple things, which
really and truly, like, that's not, like, a deciding factor about whether we can be friends or not.
Yeah, like, if you're, like, gonna spend your whole life with this person, that's another story. But I get what you mean. Like,
but
we were
just two people, like, hanging out, like, and it was, like, cool. And then it was, like, I almost felt a little bit skewed, and I almost looked, like,
am I
going
wrong
forward, I was like,
like
wow, like, we were hanging out all week. Like, should I keep hanging out with you? Like, you know what I mean? Or should I just not speak to you anymore? But at the same time, I was like, I mean, it was fine before until you said that. And it's like, I guess I have a different understanding, especially because I'm Canadian, one. Yes. So it's like, I have a totally different, like, understanding of, like, who you are as an American voting for Trump, you know?
Yeah.
So I
would
don't know,
love
but
to
it's
have
nice.
This account,
Yeah.
but a Canadian version.
Yes,
That's what
for
I
sure.
said. Because I'm still gonna. I'm now following this account, and I will be following this account because we are heavily affected as Canadians by whatever happens in the States, and it's good for us to understand this. But I really hope that somewhere out there's a Canadian Jessica Yellen waiting to make a News Not Noise Canadian version account.
Yeah.
That would be great because it is really so helpful, so educational, and so just like beneficial to learn. It's always good to learn new things, and I think politics is very daunting. It's one of the major things that even when I have to vote as a Canadian, I try to educate myself about the different platforms, and I still feel in way over my head. I don't think they do a great job about teaching politics in schools.
Oh,
No.
not at all. Sorry.
So we just
Canada.
grow up into these adults who have no idea what the different platforms mean and stuff like that, and you try to do your research by yourself, but you know what I mean? So this account is really great. I definitely encourage you to follow it. She has a ton of followers actually now. She has 120,000 followers. And like I said, Amy Schumer actually directed people to her. She really supports her, and she kind of used her pregnancy announcement to say go, and Jessica Yellen announced it for her. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, that was kind of like a little bit of a celeb endorsement there, but I definitely think it's worth a follow just to keep yourself current and updated. And she is our Woman of the Week this week. This was a good episode. Even though Esther talked about Stephen Hillenburg, and
I just wanted to say,
The
first
best
and
part of
foremost,
today's
Esther,
episode.
that I really hope that you're getting through this whole SpongeBob thing.
Thank you.
please know that you can always reach
Stay
out.
strong. Yeah.
I will. Thank you.
We're
guys.
here for you.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna be hosting something at mine tomorrow. Please wear your SpongeBob
Brightest
crew neck
yellow.
sweater.
And if you're a goofy goober,
Oh, don't even do
Oh, I won't do it, I won't do
that.
it.
We're all goofy.
Esther's gonna cry, so let me just wrap this up. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in to another episode of Woahman. Make sure you listen to us on Spotify and wherever else you get your podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn.
Subscribe to our YouTube.
Yep, subscribe to our YouTube, and yeah, our Instagram is at WoXman. Still waiting on the handle. Just wait on it.
At Instagram, please respond to our messages.
Thank you.
See you later, guys. Love you.
Bye. Thank you.
I know you did. I know you did.
And I'm the man who keeps it spinning
With the
round.
greatest